Who do you represent, lady? Scar says.
It doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, it does.
I'm going to go ahead and say that if it doesn't matter, why would you bring up that we work for different people and all that jazz?
You have information, I have information, enemy of my enemy, you know.
Yeah, I follow that. I appreciate the heads up and the warning and all that. Who do you represent?
It makes no difference.
Alright. What do you want done?
You know what's in those crates.
I know what's in some of them.
We know what's in some of them.
You know where it's going.
Not quite
We
yet.
know one destination.
Doesn't really matter.
Has
does
Scar
it?
had a chance to review the scrolls yet? Do we know what's on the scrolls?
Yeah, there are Mage Armor scrolls.
Okay.
Sweet.
So,
Just making sure one of them wasn't like Master Evil Plan,
Right,
like I said.
right.
1. Take the underpants.
Take over the world.
2. Question mark. 3. Take over the world.
Get a 55-gallon drum of LSD and take over the world.
alright, let's go. So, anyway,
It's to keep you high enough to be fanatical the whole time you're alive.
So as a group, I take it we agreed to help the dwarven. Do we have a name for her yet?
It's a gnome.
What is your name, ma'am?
And her name is... Let me find it here.
Sure, do you want to be a thug?
Jamna Gleamsilver.
Can we make up a name for her? It's easier.
Jamna. J-A-M.
Can you call her Jamie?
I don't care. Call her Jamie.
Jamie.
I don't care. It's Jamna.
D&D names, man.
Yeah, it's a gnome. What do you expect?
Yes. That's why I said shorty.
That's
Shorty
right.
wanna be a thug.
Actually,
I'm gonna be a thug.
Bibbly Goo Bubble Dump. I don't give a fuck.
But-
no would be Jana. Hey, my mom dropped me on my head when I was a kid, and now I'm kind of messed up, and I try to do a. They have like really long ass.
That's
names.
right. And the run-on sentences.
Yeah.
Well, she's like, oh, I take it you noticed that the wizard earlier was from Thay, huh?
Uh-uh. Oh. No shit.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't notice that.
Is that what all those tattoos and stuff meant?
Yep.
Nah. Okay.
Now, what I want to know is why would Red Wizard would be hanging out with the cultists?
Obviously, they're assisting in the bringing back of Tiamat.
Well, if you guys need anything else, just, let me know.
I kind of feel like this is a one-sided fucking thing here.
You haven't offered up the information that you have.
Told you it was a Red Wizard. There was something you didn't know. You told me about Tiamat. That was something I didn't know. Therefore, information was exchanged, and it was all even done.
You gave us a copper's worth of information. We gave you a gold piece worth.
Well, sometimes information's information. It is what it is.
Bitch, don't come back. I'm done with her.
Alright. So this guy hops up and walks off. So,
Screw that no.
the next day goes by, nothing happens. Ba-ba-da-bum. Okay. Day after that. You guys wake up. Somebody murdered him. He's dead. Kind of look up. Over by one of the cultist wagons, there's a group of people.
Kind of look over if I can and
Walk over.
take a gander.
Yeah, Davlin pops up and, tries to determine what's going on.
Yeah, one of the wagon guard was murdered.
Serves the son of a bitch right.
What wagon?
Go back to my wagon.
Start searching.
It was the one that called him a fool.
Oh, right on.
Start searching over the body and seeing if I can find out how he died.
He was stabbed in the back with a sword.
Stabbed in the back with the sword.
That'll do it.
Can you determine what type of sword?
No, it's just a sword wound.
Well, I would say longsword, rapier, they'd be completely different type of puncture wounds.
Too big to be a dagger. That's all he said.
Okay.
One of the guards of the cultist wagons, he did it! Points to Dowland.
Did you see him do it?
We know he got mad when he was called a fool.
It doesn't.
If I had done it, you wouldn't be here to accuse me.
Actually, if he had done it, the stab wounds would have been in front, and there would be multiple. Now, what is your proof?
He's got swords.
You have a sword.
He stomps off.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Now, who's protected this caravan this whole entire way?
Davlin, relax. They have no evidence.
There's no evidence needed. If I was to kill him, I'd make it a public display.
I'm sure you would. And like I said, he would have multiple wounds.
And I want to have this conversation in public, too.
Oh yeah, the caravan master, he's like, anybody could have done it. I mean, a sword's a sword.
Yeah.
You guys have helped this caravan more than they ever thought of.
Exactly.
So the caravan master's on your side.
You're goddamn right he is.
But from the rest of the next 2 days...
I'm getting dirty looks from the guards.
Oh yeah. You can feel the death looks.
Like I said, I'm eating my rations at this point, so there shouldn't be...
Well, in 2 days you're in Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Nothing happens the next day after the murder.
Just maintaining a safe...
You're keeping to
zone of
yourself.
safety around myself.
So, you are in Waterdeep.
Circle of truth.
Can you describe Waterdeep as we come up to it, please? Is there a box text for it? That'd be awesome to end with.
You see a giant walled city on the
Waterdeep, known as the City of Splendors. The roads to Waterdeep are described as well-paved and well-patrolled. The city serves as a trading hub, tying together the mineral-rich lands of the north, the merchant kingdoms of Am and Kalimshan to the south, the kingdoms of the Inner Sea to the east, and the sea kingdoms of the traders to the west. Waterdeep is named for its outstanding natural deep-water harbor, which has made the city a commercial crossroads. The city sprawls northward from the sea, spreading along the flanks of Mount Waterdeep, a solitary mountain. Despite its size, the inhabitants of Waterdeep are described as largely benevolent and ethically good-natured people. This is due to the efforts of a group called the Masked Lords, the patrols of Waterdeep City Watch, and the close proximity of Skullport, which draws away those prone to unlawful or unethical behavior. Skullport is located directly below Waterdeep in the upper regions of the Underdark, a region of extensive caverns and tunnels beneath Faerun.
And that will do it for this week's episode of the 4 Players 1 Dungeon podcast. We'd like to thank everyone for listening. Be sure to tune in next week as we start Chapter 5 of the Horde of the Dragon Queen campaign. Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at FPod Podcast and like our Facebook page over at 4 Players 1 Dungeon. You can contact us here at FPod via email at fpodplays@gmail.com. And of course, you can always find our latest episodes available for free download over on our homepage at Spreaker.com. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next week on 4 Players 1 Dungeon.
This has been an FPod podcast production. If you didn't enjoy this episode, it's probably your own fucking fault.